What's up everybody, Johnnie Omega here, giving you my review of Bird Box. This movie stars Sandra Bullock and is about a mother and her two children who up until this point has survived the supernatural plague that has pretty much taken over the world. So the three of them have to get from where they are to a safe place that's down the river and through some woods. The problem is, as the poster suggests, they have to do all this blindfolded. The supernatural entity that's doing all this stuff takes over people's bodies as soon as they look at them, so it's a pretty big deal that they keep their eyes closed. Now this is one of the rare occasions where I went into a movie completely blind. I've used that phrase before, but it's kind of ironic now. I didn't know anything about this movie before I watched it. All I know is there was a bunch of people on Facebook talking about how good this movie was, so I said to myself, self, let me go ahead and watch this movie and see what all the hype is about. I didn't watch the trailer, I didn't read the synopsis, I just turned on Netflix and hit play. And regardless of how I end up feeling about a movie when it's all said and done, I like to go into movies knowing as little as possible. And that's a hard thing to do with the way studios market their movies nowadays. But I really liked this movie, so I was glad to be pleasantly surprised. Sandra Bullock definitely brought her A game to this movie. This movie is primarily her and two kids that don't really talk much, so she had to do a lot of the heavy lifting and she did it very well. The pacing in the movie was good too. There wasn't really any moments that felt like it lagged or was just slow. It pretty much kept moving at a consistent pace. And the movie did a good job with the editing too, going back and forth between the past and the present. There's one part in the movie where Sandra Bullock's character is in a certain situation and she doesn't do something specific, and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I'd have died because I'd have fell for that. But when the movie does the flashback, you realize that you wouldn't have fell for that because of something that happened earlier in the timeline. So it was little stuff like that I thought was really cool, so whoever did the screenplay of this movie did a great job. Well, the movie was actually based on a book, so I don't know if the book was non-linear too, so I might need to give credit to the author on that. Well, good job to whoever's idea it was, because it helped the story either way. So in conclusion, the acting was good, the story was good. The only negative is that there's something that happens in the movie that's just way too predictable. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but you'll know it when you see it. You see the end game of the situation coming a mile away, and it seems to be a trope that a lot of survivor movies are doing. The scenario that I'm referring to isn't unrealistic. The problem is that it rarely ever adds anything to the story. If you took that part out of the movie, or at the very least didn't foreshadow it so hard, it wouldn't change anything, so what's the point of even having it there? It's more so just a pet peeve. It doesn't take away from the movie at all. It's easily one of the better original Netflix movies, and I honestly think that this movie could have been released in theaters. I don't think opening weekend would have been that big, but word of mouth would have definitely gave this movie legs. All that being said, I would say this movie is definitely worth a watch. So comment below and let me know what you guys thought of the movie. If you haven't seen the movie yet, go ahead and hop on Netflix and get on it. If you don't have a Netflix account, go ahead and borrow somebody's password and check it out. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to see what we got coming next.